It's a 3-run homer.
This is what you came here for. You got the Cubs game on the score.
Chicago Cubs baseball is presented to you in part by Benny's Beverage Depot, Nissan, Benjamin Moore, Hefty Trash Bags, Arturo Tire, James Hardy Building Products, Sea Glass Wine, Volvo, Sloan, Xfinity, It's Not a Game, Illinois.com, your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers, and Yingling, the oldest brewery in America. And now here's the Hall of Famer, Pat Hughes, and All-Star Ron Kumar with all the exciting play-by-play action of Chicago Cubs baseball.
Chicago Cubs baseball is on the air.
Guess who that is? Roger McDowell.
Check him out. He has his uniform on upside down with the shoes on the hand, and it looks like he's walking on his hands. Has his cap hanging down. That's supposed to be his head. Well, the Mets really trying to turn it around. They do.
Dansby Swanson batting 8th and playing shortstop. And batting 9th, Cubs catcher Reese Maguire. Those are the Cubs. Here are the Angels. Zach Neto leading off at short. Nolan Schanuel at first base. Mike Trout, the designated hitter. Trout batting 3rd. Taylor Ward is the left fielder. Yoan Moncada batting 5th and playing 3rd base. Joe Adele in right field. Luis Rengifo is the second baseman. Rengifo batting 7th and playing 2nd. Logan O'Hoppe catching, and Bryce Teodosio batting 9th, and he'll be in center field. So there you have the lineups. The umpires have already had the brief meeting at home plate where they discuss the ground rules and have the daily exchange of the lineup cards between the two teams. The umpires tonight, Quinn Wolcott, he'll work the plate. He's the only one wearing a short sleeve powder blue shirt. The rest of the umpires have black short sleeve shirts, and they are Brian Walsh at first, Paul Clemens at second, and Adrian Johnson working over at third. Big crowd. We had a huge audience last night for the series opener, just under 40,000. I think we're going to be in there and maybe even a few more. We'll find out as we move along. Cubs trying to make it 2 in a row in this series. Back to get it started right after this on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Coom here. Labor Day in the Midwest means one thing. One last trip to the lake house before summer officially calls it a season. The grill is hot, coolers are packed, and if you're like me, you're bringing some Yingling along for the ride. Whether it's traditional lager, light lager, or flight, Yingling has a beer for every taste. Great beer, great company, and a little lake time. That's a winning combo in my book. Yingling, official beer of the Cubs Radio Network, DG Yingling & Son, Pottsville, PA. It's game time. Time to crack open a Yingling. After 196 years, the wait is over. Yingling is finally available here in Illinois. Look for it at your favorite bar or store. Yingling, the oldest brewery in America. And Patrick, getting this game 2 started here soon. What a ball game last night. Very exciting. Back and forth a little bit. And then 2 Cubs with big nights, and they needed them. But a very good night for Tucker and Pete Crow Armstrong last night.
Tucker, a first-inning home run. Pete had the game winner in the 9th inning. I was chuckling, Ron. The notes tell us that for Pete Crow Armstrong, it's his first career go-ahead home run in the 9th inning or later. That is a fact. It will not be his last.
Yeah, I would agree. Big swing of the bat for him yesterday. Same thing for Kyle Tucker. And you just hope for both of those guys now that, they kind of can loosen up a little bit and relax and get back to the way they were swinging the bat in May and June.
Scorching night here in Anaheim as the Angels are on the field. Right-hander Victor Medeiros making his final 8 warm-up tosses. Game time temperature of 89. Sponsored by 4 Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Your trusted local experts, 4 Seasons. Even by Southern California standards, this is a hot night.
Yeah, it's definitely warm here in Southern California. And, much cooler over by the coast where we're staying. And you got here, and it is very hot. What that tells me also, though, it should be a good night to hit here in Anaheim.
Ball should carry in the humidity and heat. Cubs are wearing their gray traveling uniforms, gray shirts and trousers. Red numbers on their backs, blue hats and helmets, blue sleeves and socks. The Angels in their off-white. It's not that bright white that you would see on a wedding cake, for example. It's kind of that yellowish white shirts and trousers. They've got red numbers, red hats, sleeves, and socks, and we are ready for baseball. Michael Busch leads it off against the right-hander Medeiros. First pitch hit in the air, left center field. It is playable. Ward, the left fielder, makes the catch. One away. And it brings up Kyle Tucker. Ron, what's the plan against Victor Medeiros?
Well, Medeiros, the guy, he's I always feel like you should say sinker slider guy when a guy throws like this, but it's really not a sinker. Nor does he like to throw it at the bottom of the zone. He throws a 2-seamer that stays somewhat on the same plane, but he likes to pitch up in the zone with it. And then he's got 2 sweeping breaking balls, a slider that's a shorter one, and then more of a bigger breaking pitch then both of them stay somewhat east-west. They don't get a lot of downward tilt, and he throws a change, but not very often.
Tucker takes a strike. Kyle now with 19 home runs. He takes down low an off-speed pitch. The uniform descriptions we gave you, sponsored by Benjamin Moore. On the field or the walls of your home, the right team and colors make all the difference. Official paint of the Chicago Cubs, Benjamin Moore. Way outside. In fact, the catcher Ohapi tried to lunge for it and missed it. That was a good 2 feet outside.
No, that wasn't very Ohapi.
I wonder how many jokes he has heard about his last name. As I wrote down his name, Logan Ohapi. Happy days are here again.
Yeah, I thought I did a really good job last night not making a joke. I couldn't make it tonight.
Well,
the first inning, as far as I could go.
We're both guilty. We'll get over it.
Yeah,
here comes
absolutely.
The 2-1 pitch on the way to Tucker. It's taken high for a ball. 3-1. I guess you have to learn to just laugh at certain things.
Yeah. Makes you happy.
Let's see if Tucker gets something to hammer on. 3-1. He actually did, and he let it go for a called strike. Medeiros, inexperienced regarding big league experience. It's only his 3rd major league start and just his 12th major league game. Lost to Cincinnati in his most recent outing on August 18. Popped up, left side, playable. Angling out Moncada, coming in the left fielder. Ward makes the catch. The 2 men almost collided in shallow left. But it was the man coming in who always has the better chance to make that play, and that's what Ward did, and that's out number 2.
Yeah, that was kind of odd. Moncada kept going out, and he must not have heard Ward calling the ball because he didn't really get out of the way to the very last second.
2 down. Suzuki the batter. Seiya nothing for 2 last night. Madero seems to have a pretty good arm as he zips a fastball in there.
Yeah, he does. He's got a good fastball, mid-90s.
It's his first ever appearance against the Cubs in the regular season. Low and inside. Born in Cuba, but he went to college both at Oklahoma State and the University of Miami. And now Victor Maderos comes back. This ball is fouled away by Seiya. I mentioned another good crowd, and Rod, I'm looking around. There are fans in every section of the ballpark, and there are Cub fans in just about every section.
Yeah, and this is always somewhat of a late arriving crowd also, just because of traffic.
The 1-2, strike 3 called, and the Cubs go in order. Nothing across after a half. Cubs nothing. Angels coming up against Cade Horton. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Talking Cubs Monday through Friday with Rahimi and Harris, 10 a.m. to 2 on.
As someone who grew up in the era of the twist, the locomotion, the Freddy, and other outrageous dances, the floss is easily the worst of all time.
The fan did touch that ball, and that's a big whoops. Any relation to Grant? I don't know. That guy was having a hard time figuring out what screen he was supposed to be looking at.
What a play! Alan Rodin. And hopefully he is all right.
Look at it's his eye black. That's his eye black. It has been transferred from face to wall.
2. Club Citgo, the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill up. Download Club Citgo today. Savings could up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
Angel Stadium, it plays fair. 396 to dead center. 390 to deep left center. That's a very deep power alley. It's not listed on the outfield wall, but I would put right center at about 375. There is no footage total in the exact corners here for whatever reason, as Zach Neto leads it off against Cade Horton and swings and misses. I would estimate that it is 330 down the lines to the foul pole, but it falls away quickly, and the wall is only 4 feet high in the corner. Swinging a foul back, and it extends out about 60 or 70 feet, just like Dodger Stadium. You've got the possibility of ground rule doubles if you hit it into the corners here and it jumps over the fence. But most of the outfield wall is 8 feet high. Swinging a high pop fly. This is playable for Nico Horner. Shallow right. Squeezing for out number 1. Ron, as you think about Cade Horton facing these Angels tonight, what comes to mind?
Well, I think first and foremost is just being able to command his fastball. If he commands the fastball, and I know we talk about that with a lot of guys, but that is the key. If you command your fastball, you make the hitter accountable to the heater, and he's got such a good one that, boy, that secondary pitch, his slider in particular, becomes very, very deadly pitch.
Nolan Shanuel swings and misses. Mike Noto is our engineer at the controls. Always good to work with Mike. Rolled out towards second. Almost sounded like a busted bat. Routine play for Horner. That's out number 2. Score that one 4-3. 0-0 game. There has not yet been a man on base. And the batter is Mike Trout.
A nice pitch by Cade. First inning powered by Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated. And a speed gun, as always, is powered by Xfinity. Get seriously powerful Wi-Fi. Xfinity, the Wi-Fi is booming.
Trout takes a breaking ball for a strike. Trout a quiet 0 for 3 last night. His average is down 239. He's had some knee issues. He's had those for a while. Strike 2 called, 0-2. He's missed some playing time, limiting him to just 20 home runs for the year. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Cade Horton goes right after the Angels and mows them down. 1, 2, 3. It's on to inning number 2. 0-0 game. On The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk with Spiegel and Holmes on your ride home. Afternoons 2 to 6 on The Score.
Oh, hey.
Hey, thanks for meeting me here. It's just...
Let it go. Let it go, boys. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
Do you see yourself maybe one day after baseball, like maybe food critic, food writer?
I would love to do that. That's the plan. I've been doing it ever since I was in the big leagues. It's just fun. It's fun to interact with people, like the fans, because a lot of my followers are baseball fans. So it's nice to interact with them on a topic that's not baseball. A lot of people seem to rally around that. I mean, who doesn't love good food?
Stadium. The second inning is brought to you by Sea Glass Wines, delivering crisp, refreshing flavors that hit every time. Pat?
Pete Crow Armstrong leads off the second inning, swings away and fouls it away. Had the game-winning home run in the 9th inning last night. We talk about things that never go out of style. That would certainly be part of that list. Here comes the 0-1. Line toward right field, and that's going to be a base hit. Solid base hit for Pete Crow Armstrong. I talked with him briefly in the clubhouse tonight. I said, how many people were here? He said, not too many, really. A lot of kids are back in school and they couldn't make it, but mom and dad were here watching.
That's great. What a big night for him. I mean, you come to your hometown and you play, but then to have such a big hit in the ball game to win a game for your team. Oh, very cool.
Let's see if he runs with Ian Happ batting. He's not running. There's a strike.
I would say he's going to take off pretty soon. Guy on the mound is pretty slow to home plate. Pete should be able to steal second base.
Happ without a hit last night, hitting 5th in the order. And Ian hits a ground ball to second base. Rengifo goes to second for one, and the return throw is a wild throw out of play into the dugout. Neto had that ball slip out of his hand completely. And it'll be a fielder's choice. Happ goes to second on E6. And Crow Armstrong is out at second base. 4-6 on that play. Cubs get a break. When it was first hit run, I thought they might get 2.
Yeah, that was a tailor-made double play ball, but that ball was launched by... that ball, I mean, it went over the dugout, over everything, and into the net.
You wonder if the humidity or the heat would have caused some moisture on the hand. Nico Horner with a chance to drive in the game's first run. A man at second with one away. Nico had a base hit in 4 at-bats last night. Moncada shallow at third, about even with the bag, but I don't see a bunt here. I see a guy trying to drive in the first run of the game.
Yeah, I think he's, I'd say this, but I just feel like he's playing out of position. You got one out, a man in scoring position. The hitter's trying to drive in the run.
Sure.
So you want to play back as the third baseman, close enough to where you cover third, just in case they run, but Ian's not a huge base stealer. I just think he's playing, probably 10 feet too close to home plate.
Here's a swing and a smash past third, foul. Off-speed pitch. Now it's 1-2. Lights have been on. They have good lighting here. They have not nearly begun to take effect. Happ leads at second. And the 1-2 popped up. Playable for the shortstop Neto in very shallow left field. And that's going to be the second out in the inning. The Cubs leadoff man every single game is brought to you by Benny's Beverage Depot. Tonight, if Michael Busch would have gotten a base hit, Benny's Beverage Depot would have donated $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. And here's Willie Castro. Willie did not play last night. He's playing third base tonight. And he'll take a strike. And again, Moncada shallow at third. It's another spot where I'm not looking for a bunt with 2 outs and a guy in scoring position.
No,
Ron,
not at all. I just don't understand it.
Fastball is outside, 1-1.
I mean, when you play that close, so he's even with the bag or in front of the bag, you're basically a step and a dive if the ball's hit somewhat sharply.
The 1-1 is lifted down the left field line, drifting foul, out of play. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Cubs trying to take advantage of the throwing error by the shortstop Neto. Trying to grab the early lead. Happ a short lead at second base. Maderos delivers. Swing and a miss. Fastball got him. Cubs don't score despite the leadoff single by Pete Crow Armstrong. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. 0-0 game. Cubs and Angels on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Chicago Cubs.
Claro, 95 años transformando tu vida a través de la conexión.
If you want a Cy Young, 73, 5, and 6, I've got an extra 5. And then it says, has worked as a TV commentator. You know, and I did start back in 1978. I did the Yankees and the Red Sox playing the one-game playoff. And ABC said if the Yankees win, Reggie will play, and then you'll go broadcast with Howard Cosell and Keith Jackson. And that's how I started my broadcast. And that's the Bucky Dent home run. So every time I see Bucky Dent, I go, thank you for making me a broadcaster.
You know, we like to stay on topic here, but Squirrel.
What? Where?
Squirrel.
Where? Oh, no.
How about that? That went right up into the batter's eye, into the camera position. How about that?
Whoa, that one will fall into the White Sox dugout.
Well, it looks like he's still aggravated about being traded away. She's so excited she just threw it back. That was off the ledge, too. We can't get that down.
How do you get out, though? That's the problem. There's no exit.
Join the Cubs September 5th through the 7th as the Cubs celebrate the Cubs Hall of Fame class of 2025. Friday is Sammy Sosa Day. Saturday is Derek Lee Day. And on Sunday, both will have their Wrigley Field plaques unveiled and receive their Hall of Fame jackets.
Looper into shallow center. Pete Crow Armstrong comes in and makes a sensational diving catch. What a play by Pete. He came racing in, angling into shallow left center, dove headlong and speared that ball less than a foot off the grass. What a play.
Yeah, great jump. And, you know, he waits right till the last second to lay out for this ball. And, I mean, he catches this ball right off the ground. Great play by Pete Crow Armstrong.
That'll get the Cub fans buzzing in the stands. Moncada, the batter, he hit 2 home runs for the only Angel tallies last night. He gets jammed and hits a 1-hop line drive to second base. Easy play for Horner. That's out number 2. Love to watch Pete Crow Armstrong play center field, though. He is so determined. And Rob, we've seen enough of him now to know when he's going to try and when he's going to back away. I knew he was going to try for that ball, didn't you?
Yeah, same. Yep, he was locked in. There was no doubt he was going after it.
Swing and a miss by Joe Adele. And it was not a hard hit ball, so even if you don't catch it, a man might get to second, but he won't get to third.
Right, yeah, and Ian's his backup, so you did have backup there.
Popped up, shallow right. Angling in Tucker and calling, and Kyle Tucker takes care of it. Quick inning for Cade Horton thanks to the defensive wizardry of Pete Crow Armstrong. We go to the 3rd inning. 0-0 game here on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
What is it about baseball cards that make them so special? Why do you enjoy doing that?
Well, the biggest thing is I started collecting when I was a kid. O-Pee-Chee was a Canadian hockey league, and then the Canadian football. But I didn't start in the U.S. until I had signed professionally as a ball player. And when I got my first rookie card, and I've got it here with me.
Let's take a peek at that.
1966 with Billy Sorrell.
Care. Visit IBJI.com for locations.
Dansby Swanson's on deck for the Cubs. Who's on deck is brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. Pat?
Swanson hitting .248 as he steps in. Zach, thank you. Victor Medeiros delivers a strike. Medeiros came in with a big league record of 0-1 and a 5.54 ERA. Big right-hander. Here's a swing and a foul back by Swanson. Reese Maguire on deck, and then Michael Busch. The outfield plays pretty much straight away against Dansby Swanson. Here's the 0-2. It's outside. The defensive alignment is sponsored by Fitzgerald Equipment. Material handling handled. Learn more at FitzgeraldEquipment.com. Now the 1-2. Strike 3 called on the outside edge. Before Maguire steps in, we pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Covering the Cubs and all of Chicago's team on the Spiegel and Holmes Show afternoons 2 to 6 on The Score, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Reese Maguire, the number 9 hitter, batting for the first time. Did not play last night. He pokes one foul down the left field line. One more game to go in this series. Looking forward to it. Jamison Tyone against Kyle Hendricks. And you and I dropped by and chatted with Kyle last night after the game. If there is a brighter, nicer human being that I've ever met in baseball, I'm not sure who it might be. Kyle Hendricks is just A+.
Yeah. Very nice guy, great pitcher, great career he's had. Still going. He's going to pitch tomorrow against his old ball club.
Maguire takes outside. It's 2-1.
It was great to see him yesterday.
Yeah, he kind of gave us the scoop that he was working Sunday's game. He says, I'm pitching Sunday. He was he was fired up. There is a strike. So many great memories of him in a Cub uniform.
Yeah.
Game 7 of the World Series. Game 6 of the National League Championship Series, when he beat the Dodgers and Clayton Kershaw, the win that put the Cubs in the World Series. Unforgettable. He left the game in about the 8th inning to a thunderous standing ovation at Wrigley. But Kyle, very modest, never one to boast. Very good people. 3-2. Here comes the pitch now on the way to Maguire. Swing and a miss. And that's out number 2. Medeiros has struck out 3 in a row and 4 overall. 0-0 game, 3rd inning, and here's Michael Busch.
Yeah, Medeiros is a good arm. And for the hitters, you really got to pick one side of the plate or the other. You know, unless he's starting to throw pitches down the middle. We haven't seen that yet. But, you know, he's got that running fastball that you got to be accountable for. And, you know, if you don't pick one side of the plate or the other, you're just going to try to cover the whole zone with his stuff. It's going to be almost impossible. So you've got to know that if he throws one in, you're on that, or you cover the pitch away.
Busch lines one fair off the glove of a diving Shanuel. The ball rolls down the right field line in foul territory, and Busch has a double. Shanuel, the big first baseman, dove for that ball. It had some hook on it, but when he touched it, it was still in fair territory. It's debatable, Ron, had he not touched it, would the ball have maybe hooked foul?
I think the ball is going to stay fair, but it's definitely a question. And when he hits it, then it instantly turns into a double because it slows the ball down enough where Adele can't get to the ball in time. So Bushy with a stand-up 2-base hit with 2 outs.
Here's Kyle Tucker with a chance to drive in the game's first run. Again, he broke that drought with a home run last night, his first one since July 19. And the pitch on the way. Fastball is high. This guy's got a good arm.
Yeah, good, very good running fastball that he likes to throw somewhat up in the zone. Very good movement. And 2 breaking balls, a little short slider and more of an east-west sweeping hook that he throws.
Swing and a miss. Again, he's very inexperienced. Just 13 major league innings before this appearance tonight. Outfield straight away and respectfully deep against Kyle Tucker. It's a ball and a strike. The lead by Busch at second base. Swinging a drive, deep right field. This ball's got a chance. Gone. Back-to-back nights. Kyle Tucker with a home run. This one comes with a man on. And this is a very good sign for the Chicago Cubs as they take a 2-0 lead.
Well, he got a little break, got some days off, and just trying to get a little regrouping and work on some mechanics of the swing. And the swing it's a different swing altogether than what we saw 4 days ago. You know, now the bat is getting out to the hitting zone out in front. He's not getting out around the ball like he was. He's getting out to it. And when you do that and you got his kind of ability, good things happen. And that's the second one he's launched in the bleachers here in Anaheim.
Cubs lead 2-0. Number 20 for Kyle Tucker. It comes with Busch aboard. 64 and 65 in the RBI neighborhood for Tucker. Another hefty home run. Official trash bag of the Chicago Cubs. Hefty. Strength that's anything but ordinary. That ball landed in almost the exact same spot that his homer last night did. Yeah. Straight away right, gone by plenty, up in the seats. Seiya lays off. The pitch is taken high.
RBIs by Cubs batters. They're sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Get old. Wouldn't mind reading that about 10 times tonight.
Seiya hits a grounder to third, charging, gloving on one hop. Moncada running throw to first in time. Ends the inning. But a 2-out double by Michael Busch. And a home run by Kyle Tucker puts the Cubs in front as we go to the bottom of the third. Cubs 2.
I'm Jonathan Mayo, and for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small-town America's spirit, where the team is woven into the fabric of everyday life, where it's more than just a game. It's a celebration of the people, the traditions, and the culture that give these places their soul. This is Grassroots.
North America. James Hardy is proud to sponsor the Cubs. James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
Today, huh?
Luis Rengifo, left-handed batting infielder, chops one to a charging Horner at second. Easy play, out number one. The innings right after your teammates have given you the lead for a pitcher are very, very important, Ron.
Yeah, they really are. And, you know, for Horton to come right out, pumping strikes, I mean, he's been blistering the strike zone with the fastball and slider. I don't know if he's thrown that split yet today. Yeah, and the other positive that we haven't talked about yet, that's a real big positive so far. He came out of the last start with a blister.
Right.
And, you know, they said that they had fixed it. But I've been around baseball long enough to know that doesn't always mean it's going to hold up when you're playing.
Bouncer off the foot. It goes to third. Castro throws to first and not in time. Brian Walsh almost called him out. The Cubs are going to probably challenge that call at first. It will be the first hit of the game. It was a smash off the leg of Horton. He never fell down. Nick Frangella out to see him. Nick, an excellent trainer for the Cubs. Craig Counsell also will walk out. Let's see where it got him, Ron. In the right leg, maybe?
I think it got him in the left foot. Yeah, the instep of the left foot. So that is his landing foot.
Then it caromed over near the bag at third where Castro grabbed it and rifled across the diamond. And now Horton's going to make a couple of pitches. This guy made a great catch last night in center. He was 0 for 2 with the bat. And he pokes it foul out of play right side. Well, Milwaukee has lost their game. They played earlier this afternoon in Wisconsin, and the Giants beat them 7-1. Cubs can pick up ground with a win here tonight. Pop fly, shallow right. Horner out. In is Tucker. It's Kyle's play, and that's going to be out number 2. Cubs began the night 7 games behind Milwaukee. They can shave that down to 6. And speaking of the Giants, that's who the Cubs will play next. Starting Tuesday night in the Bay Area. Monday, finally a day off. The Cubs in a demanding stretch. 14 games in 13 days. And here's a swing and a miss by Zach Neto.
Manager's challenges. They're taking a second look. It's always a good idea to take a second look. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine if you want a second opinion. And I had a chance here earlier to talk to our text with Doc Adams, and always think of him. Start talking out Northwestern Medicine, one of our longtime, recently retired team docs. Doc back in Chicago, I would assume right now. Hope he's doing well.
We talk every once in a while as well. Very interesting man. Dr. Stephen Adams. Here's a swing and a miss. Change up. I think he said he's considering writing a book. I'm not going to give away any secrets of his private life, but we'll see what he creates. That didn't sound quite as outrageous as I intended it to be. It sounded more. Maybe it sounded more outrageous.
No, I think you're right on track. No, I'm right there with you. No.
Well, that's good. I'm not track what I'm on right now.
I don't either, but whatever it is, it's fitting. Doc Adams, a great doctor. He's been a big help to a lot of us. But his nickname in our clubhouse was Patch. That's all I got to say.
Patch Adams. Swing and a miss on a good high fastball. Cade Horton strikes out Zach Neto. And the Angels do not score. We've played 3 innings. Cubs 2. Los Angeles nothing. This is the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
La sopita en polvo con el mejor sabor. Tú y Maggie, el secreto del sabor dominicano.
All right, I got a couple packs of 1986 Topps baseball cards. Let's open them up and see who's in here. I love the bubble gum. Oh my. Tom Seaver, but with a White Sox uniform on. the franchise for the Mets. I played with him in 1983, my rookie season. I was just in awe with these guys when I saw them in spring training and got a chance to play with them. Baseball cards are memories.
Experience the thrill for yourself. Shop your local Nissan store and NissanUSA.com today.
The Out-of-Town Scoreboard is sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app now and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Pat, you talked about it earlier. The Giants, a 7-1 drubbing of the Brewers in Milwaukee. Casey Schmidt hit a 3-run home run for San Francisco. Mets crushed the Braves 9-2. Jeff McNeil, a 3-run home run.
As we go to inning number 4, Pete Crow Armstrong hits one in the air to left. Pretty well hit. Back goes Ward near the track. Makes the catch right in front of the fence. Pete gave that a long ride. The ball's going to carry in this heat tonight, Ron.
Yeah, it's really carrying well. That ball, Pete, he kind of sliced it. Hit it on the barrel, though. Hit it a long way to left.
What else, Zach?
Colson Montgomery hit a grand slam for the White Sox as they beat the Twins 7-3. The Rangers a 10-0 drubbing of the Guardians. It was the Astros 9 and the Orioles 8. Christian Walker a 2-run home run for Houston.
Ian Happ will look at a ball outside.
Andrew McCutchen went deep. A 2-run home run for Pittsburgh, his 12th of the year. Pirates beat the Rockies 5-1. Tigers double up the Royals 4-2. Spencer Torkelson went deep, his 27th.
Happ looks at ball 2 away.
The Phillies beat the Nationals 6-4. Edmundo Sosa with a 3-run home run for the Phils. Blue Jays edged the Marlins 7-6 in 12 innings. Bo Bichette the go-ahead single.
Ball 3 to Ian Happ.
The Red Sox crushed the Yankees 12-1. Garrett Crochet's now 14-5 with a 2.38 ERA. Struck out 11.
And Happ takes ball 4, a 4-pitch walk with 1 away. Cubs lead 2-0 in the 4th inning with a man on. Horner the batter, Zach.
And a bunch of games still going on. Bottom of the 8th inning in Arizona. The Diamondbacks leading the Reds 8-1. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. a 2-run home run, his 18th. Padres strike first. They've got a 3-0 lead over the Dodgers in the last of the 7th. Ramon Laureano with a 2-run single.
Here's the pitch to Nico. Fastball up and in. 5 in a row out of the zone.
And one last one. Top 3 in Seattle. No score between the A's and the Mariners.
All right. Seattle still hoping for a wild card spot in that American League race. This is about the time you're at the, well, you will be in the final week of August here in a couple of days. Time is called. A sudden wild spell by Victor Medeiros, prompting a visit to the mound by Logan O'Hoppe. 6 straight pitches out of the zone. But the wild card races really start to heat up this time of year.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Everybody kind of, because then you're looking at getting into wild card and then what the matchups look like. Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
We're going to play the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. I certainly think there are more people here tonight than there were last evening. Last evening, 39,872. Ready for the resumption of play now. The pitch to Nico is in there for a strike. I say we've got 4s across the board. How do you like that? 44,444.
Okay.
That guess took a lot of thought.
Top of your game tonight. I get it. Yeah.
2 balls and a strike on Nico. And he takes a ball outside. He's just walked a man run. It's 3-1. What's your approach?
I think you got to look for the fastball, or you're just taking here if you're Nico. I would say you might just want to take a pitch and see if he's going to throw you a strike.
He did take one. It is a strike. And now with 1 away, do you think Happ might be running?
You sure could. Nico handles the bat well. He's seen him already. You know he's got to come right in there with a pitch. So this would be a good time to get Ian going. And I think the Angels feel the same way as they throw over.
Again, Medeiros, a very inexperienced big league pitcher. Only his 3rd major league start here tonight. And here comes the payoff pitch to Nico. Happ is running. The pitch popped up. Foul. Coming back near our booth and back out of play.
Getting closer.
We are in foul ball territory here in Anaheim. Very close to the action.
Yeah, we definitely are that.
There goes Happ. The pitch high to Horner. Back-to-back walks. There's always a feeling, Rob, we mentioned this many times, but when a pitcher walks 2 men in 1 inning or more, you really feel like you should score at least 1 run.
Yeah, you need to make them pay, that's for sure. 4th inning sponsored by Wintrust, home of the exclusive Cubs debit card, member FDIC, AHL lender. Now you need a big swing of the bat from Castro.
Willie struck out his first time. Medeiros delivers way outside. He's missing by a fairly wide margin on several pitches. Walks to Cub batters. Those always add to rallies, and they're sponsored by It'sNotAGameIllinois.com. Remember, a walk is free, a DUI is not. Swinging a fly ball to right. He didn't get all of it. Adele will make the catch over near the corner, shy of the track. Tagging from second and going to third is Happ, holding at first Horner. Castro put a good swing on it, Ron, but clearly did not get all of it.
Yeah, put a big swing on it. He was right on time, but I think he caught this ball right off the end of the bat. And it ended up breaking his bat, even though he hit that ball a long way.
But again, walks. Sponsored by It'sNotAGameIllinois.com. A reminder, a walk is free, a DUI is not. Drive sober or get pulled over. Let's see if Dansby can drive in a run. Swanson struck out looking. Look out, he gets hit by the pitch. It grazed him in the uniform near the midsection. He's okay. But that came whistling in at about 95 mph.
Yeah, it's 2-seamer going in, and it just clips him in the stomach area. It just clipped his jersey. I don't know if it hit him physically, but definitely moved the jersey. And it looks like Angels are getting a left-hander warmed up quickly.
Looks like Andrew Chafin, possibly.
Well, that could be, yeah. Saw the mullet from here, did you?
Mm-hmm, I sure did.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Spiegel and Holmes talk Cubs baseball and Chicago sports every weekday from 2 to 6 on 670 The Score in the Odyssey app.
Yeah, that bullpen is a long ways away, but you can still see that mullet quite clearly from here. We're about 600 feet away.
Now, I don't know if I've ever asked you this or not, but now, did you ever have a mullet?
I think you know the answer to that before you even hear. Okay, I've grown 2 of them.
Okay, just checking. Now, I can say I did have something of a mullet when I was in high school. That was kind of the...
Here's a swing and a smash down the right field line, just foul. Reese Maguire almost had a bases clearing double. Swanson at first, Horner at second, Happ at third.
Yeah,
they were all skedaddling on contact, of course, with 2 down, and that ball just missed the right field line.
Well, this is, that what we were talking about. You either pick one or the other. If you get that ball inside and you're looking for it, Maguire right on time on this slider and just hooked it foul. This ball's not fouled by more than 6 inches.
Now the 0-1 to Maguire, swing and a miss. But no, I have never, to be serious, never grown a mullet.
No, I did have a mullet. Now, like in that 70s era of the disco era, did you have the long hair?
Not overly long.
No.
Here comes the 0-2. It's outside for a ball. Not like, Roger Daltrey. Or,
right, yeah. Nothing.
No, nothing outrageous. Roger, the great singer of The Who.
Yeah, right.
Here's the 1-2. Swinging a fly ball right center field and deep. Back goes the center fielder, Teodosio, at the fence. That ball is off the fence. Or it's a grand slam. It's a grand slam home run. A grand slam for Reese Maguire. It hit that back wall, which is beyond the playing field, and bounced back onto the field. But that is a granny. And the Cubs have taken a commanding 6-0 lead. Listen to these Cub fans here in Anaheim.
Maguire hits 2 balls right on the button, hooks one just foul on a little tight slider down the line, and then gets a 2-seamer inside and hammers this ball. Hits it really high. The center fielder goes up and takes a big effort, but could not get to it. Big swing of the bat, grand slam for Maguire.
Teodosio made that great leaping catch to steal a home run from Ian Happ last night, but he could not steal this one from Maguire. A grand slam. We'll see if this is his first grand slam home run. It might be. And the Cubs lead by half a dozen. That ball really carried, Ron. It's definitely carrying in this warm air in Anaheim tonight.
Yeah, we going into this ball game and watching batting practice, you could tell the ball was really flying, and it is carrying well here tonight.
Lights just about to take effect. We're at the twilight hour. But you talk about wildness and paying the price. 2 walks and a hit batsman from Medeiros in the inning, and they all came in to score on 1 swing. There's a lesson in there somewhere.
Yeah, there's no doubt. You give guys free passes and you're going to pay the price.
Zach confirms it. It is the first career grand slam for Reese Maguire. Well, what a great moment for him, Ron.
He won't ever forget this.
Again, the walls in the outfield are such that the regular outfield wall is about 8 feet high. There's a second wall behind it, which is 16 feet high. Here's a fly ball to left, pretty well hit. Back goes Ward near the left field fence, and he makes the catch right up against the wall near the 390 sign. Cubs score 4 on 1 swing by the catcher Reese Maguire with a grand slam. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Cubs 6, Angels nothing. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Start your mornings with Cubs Talk. Mully and Haw, mornings 5:30 to 10.
Here we go.
This is a classic road jersey for Boston. This is the first uniform I put on when I came with Boston. When you see those two socks together, that's one thing I know I had to do. I had to make sure I had my red socks high, okay? My 2 red socks, because, you know, there's 2 here.
The name of the business is Legacy Catering. We all were talking about how Mom taught us all how to cook. She was a cook at the public school system for ages. So we all started to cook with her, so we decided, you know, to do the business, so we went and figure out what we're gonna call it. So we said, let's cook in honor of, you know, our mother, so that's when Legacy came in. And just remember that Legacy Catering is about people, and this is what barbecuing is all about, and this is why we love it.
Bring the fun home.
Fly ball to right, Tucker waiting and squeezing. 1 pitch from Cade Horton. Horton has allowed just 1 hit, and his command has been outstanding, Ron, so that blister, which forced him to leave his last start against Milwaukee on Monday of this past week, does not seem to be an issue.
Yeah, I would agree.
Here's Mike Trout, and he'll take a strike.
I will say this, I have not seen him throw a lot of split fingers to that change. That might be the issue with the finger. He hasn't thrown many of them. If he's thrown any so far, it's been basically fastball slider, but I don't know. I think that's working out pretty good through the first few innings.
Just 1 hit allowed, and that was an infield single by Logan O'Hoppe.
I wouldn't throw that last pitch again to Trout. He threw a fastball right down the middle of bullseye. Trout put a big swing on it and fouled it back.
Trout not real strong, not real tall, but very, very strong. And the 1-2 to Trout, fisted foul out of play.
So real quick, league leaders are sponsored by American Sail. Bring the fun home. Aaron Judge leads the majors in batting average, hitting .326. Cal Raleigh leads the majors in home runs with 47. Kyle Schwarber leads the league with 109 RBIs.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Cade Horton strikes out Mike Trout. 2 down, the batter Taylor Ward. Thank you, Zach. Anything else?
The first out brought to you by Xfinity. Pat, the Wi-Fi is booming.
I'll bet it'll still be booming in the next inning after the first out.
Yeah.
I like to go out on a limb every once in a while. Here's a pitch in there for a strike to Taylor Ward.
You're not in the Hall of Fame for nothing.
Here comes the 0-1. It's outside. Ron and I had a fascinating discussion about his mullet earlier.
Yeah, that was
in his younger days. And the 1-1 pitch in there for a strike. Now, I know you were a big star.
Oh, yeah.
On every baseball team you were ever on.
The only thing I can say about my hair when I was young, I had a lot of it.
Yeah.
I had a lot of hair.
Off to
Now,
the right.
as we're getting older, not quite as much.
You're doing okay in that area.
Yeah, for a baseball player, no doubt. Yeah, most of my old teammates are, you know, not spending a lot of money on shampoo these days. Or haircuts.
So there's an economical angle that you rarely consider. Here's a pop-up in shallow right. Tucker's there to make the catch. 1, 2, 3. As Cade Horton looks very sharp again tonight. We go to the 5th inning. Zach Zaidman joins Ron Coomer in a moment. Cubs 6.
Do you guys make your own brisket here?
Yes, we do. We do. We are known by our brisket.
Barbecue brisket sandwich. Quality is better than other places, and it looks good. We're ready to eat. We go to an average 500 briskets per game. We hear a lot from our fans. They want to try something with wrap, easy to eat. So we say, well, let's do it like brisket, wrap, and an egg roll.
That's beautiful. You get the gold medal for culinary brisketry here in Texas.
Yes.
This is going to be one of those games that you're going to have to fight the elements. Wow! And I don't think that'll be the last bat toss we see tonight.
I would imagine not. As he slid behind Neto, took out his legs, but Neto held onto the ball.
Check out what our cameras caught. That's right. Smacking himself in the face when he really likes to pump himself up and make himself angry.
Oh, he used the hat. That's pretty nice.
Toyota dealer and discover which Toyota is right for you. Hurry in now before it all ends. Toyota, let's go places.
Alongside Ron Cooler, Zach Zaidman with you. We're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs. It's game 2 of a 3-game set between the Cubs and Angels here at Angels Stadium in Anaheim. And the Cubs have a 6-0 lead over the Angels. Kyle Tucker stands in. New man on the mound for the Angels, right-hander Ryan Zefferjohn. Here's the pitch. It's outside for a ball. 1-0 the count. Zefferjohn, Z-E-F-E-R-J-A-H-N. Zefferjohn. Now the pitch. It's in there for a strike. Count is 1-1.
Now, if you said his name was John Zephyr, we would all be like, okay, you got it. That's one big, long name. Zefferjohn.
Yeah. I know the feeling of being a Z and having a long name, and he had to wait till the end in class to get his report card. The pitch lined to the right center field. It drops in for a base hit. This will roll all the way to the track. Cut off by Teodosio. His throw back to the infield, not in time to prevent Tucker from leading the 5th with a double. He's starting to feel it. A 2-run home run for Tucker in the 3rd, and now a double here in the 5th.
How the swing is night and day different from what it was 4 or 5 days ago. We're getting a little side shot in our monitor, and his contact point is moved out in front of home plate and out in front of him by about 6 inches to a foot from where it was just 4 or 5 days ago, where everything he was letting carry deep and then trying to hook around it, the fastball, and then he was out in front of the breaking pitch. So he's swing is finding its groove again, and I know he put a lot of work in over the 3 days to try to get back on track. He's getting back on track, folks.
Seiya Suzuki at the plate, and he looks at a breaking ball that floats into the zone for a strike. So the count is 1-1 with Suzuki at the plate. Is this similar to the Kyle Tucker, the swing mechanics that you just talked to? So you know what I was going to ask early on in the year.
I've been watching every day very closely, and we've had this discussion in the booth many times. You know, his swing had just broke down. It just did. And, you know, it happens to every hitter in the league. This is nothing unusual for Kyle Tucker. Just he's a really good player and hasn't had a lot of issues as that pitch called a strike right at the top of the zone. And he was having a hard time fixing it, which is another thing that really good players, they usually can make adjustments, if not pitch by pitch, at bat by at bat, and for sure game by game.
Called strike 3 as Seiya gets frozen by a slider right at the bottom of the zone on the inside edge, 1 away.
Seiya jumped away from that breaking ball and hit the inside corner. But I just look at Tuck's swing now. These last few hits that he's got, you know, when he's getting a good pitch to hit, he's not underneath the ball. You know, things aren't flying off the pitch. He's staying with his front side closed, and he's right on time.
Pete Crow Armstrong takes a slider off the outside and high. 1-0 the count. PCA is 1 for 2 tonight with a single. Now the pitch. High fly ball, shallow right. Drifting back is the second baseman Rengifo, angling toward the line. He makes the catch for out number 2. Tucker has to stay at second base, and that'll bring up Ian Happ. Cubs with a 6-0 lead over the Angels here in the top of the 5th.
There's a phrase that we've used for many, many years in hitting It's called keeping your hands inside the ball. It's kind of a phrase, and your hands start out, you want them to start out inside the baseball.
Ian Happ grounds one up the middle, fielded right of second by the shortstop Neto. He rifles a throw to first in time to get a hustling Happ for out number 3. Tucker stranded on the bases. We'll continue this on the other side. Coom, middle 5. Cubs with a 6-0 lead over the Angels. On the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Start.
Interrumpimos este video para recordarte que puedes endulzar tu día con una dulcerapia de la lechera.
Can we recognize the athleticism of the elite security down there?
Unbelievable. I give him a 10 down. Pretty good.
Yeah. Look at that.
I mean, come on, Joe Ryan.
It's all part of the experience.
This is an experience tonight. Oh, look out. In between the legs of Jose Altuve, almost clipped his buddy in the on-deck circle.
Hey, that'll wake you up.
And Fortes is able to hang on to the foul tip.
Fortes getting a little help from the love handle there.
What is it that kind of got you hooked as a foodie, so to speak?
My dad was really into food when I was a kid. He traveled for work and he would go to places all over Europe and stuff. He was in sales and I feel like he would come home and try and cook the things he ate overseas. And so as a kid, I was exposed to a lot of like stuff that kids aren't usually exposed to. And so I credit my dad for that.
Your business in Bedford Park, visit villageofbedfordpark.com.
On Monday, September 1st, the Cubs take on the Braves at 3:05 in the afternoon. Up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans 21 and older will receive a Cubs picnic blanket as Cade Horton deals and fires off a fastball at 96 mph at the bottom of the zone near the inside edge to Yoan Moncada for a strike. 0-1 to begin the last of the 5th. The next pitch by Horton is low for a ball, 1-1. So yeah, Cubs picnic blanket against the Braves, 3:05 p.m. September 1st, presented by Jim Beam. Be here for it. Visit Cubs.com/tickets. The pitch. Moncada takes ball 2 low, so 2-1 the count. Cubs with a 6-0 lead over the Angels. As Horton kicks and delivers, Moncada swings, and it's a high fly ball, right center field. Tucker's under it, and he makes the catch. 1 away. The first out is brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming. Tucker's given up just 1 hit tonight, an infield single off his foot by Logan O'Hoppe. He has been lights out coming off that blister issue his last time out against Milwaukee.
Yeah, he's been throwing the ball exceptionally well. Horton, good fastball, good slider today. I don't know if he has thrown a changeup yet today.
Joe Adell lines one past a diving Horner to center field for a base hit.
That one got smoked right past Horton. Nico playing right up the middle almost made an incredible play on that line drive. We were talking about Tuck and his swing, and you know, the phrase that I was talking about is your hands inside the ball. And what happens is when your swing initially starts forward at the baseball, when you're swinging, if your hands start getting away from your body, that's not good. If their first movement goes away from you, that's not you're going to get out and around the ball. If they start out going close to your body and at the baseball but inside the ball, that's very good. That's what we all practice day after day after day. You work at that to get your hands started inside the baseball. Now Tuck is a big pull hitting guy, so they don't stay that way, but they've got to start that way. They were not for the longest time. They are now. And he has found that groove where he's able to start him in there, but then get the barrel out in that good hitting zone. And he has tattooed 3 baseballs here in the last 2 days.
Luis Rengifo looks at a couple of pitches low. The last pitch by Horton up high. So the count now 3-0 with Rengifo at the plate. A man at first in Adele, 1 down, bottom 5. Horton delivers, and that's a called strike right at the top of the zone on the outside corner. So 3-1 on Rengifo, the Angels' second baseman. Adele being held on at first by Bush. Horton sets at the belt with his powder blue glove. Now he deals. And this one is pop foul out of play off to the left by Rengifo. It's a full count. Now, as a former hitter, any idea how you develop that bat habit? For example, Kyle Tucker was lights out in the first half of the season, and then all of a sudden, the swing mechanics go south on you.
Yeah, well, swing mechanics for a hitter, it's a daily chore. This is something that's very difficult to do.
Rengifo hits a high fly ball down the left field line, racing over Happ in foul territory, leaps, and this one's in the stands. Nice try by Happ, but it's a foul ball. Rengifo will head back to the dish with the count 3-2.
But I mean, you're working at this every day. This is a daily thing that you're trying to continue to get your bat path going the right way and get your hands going the right way. And, for Tuck, he just, he's got a little, probably hit some balls, didn't go out of the park. You're trying to make sure you pull the ball more. Yeah, next thing you know, you're not staying inside the ball. You're really out and around the baseball, and, that's where he ended up. And it's, I don't care who you are, you're going to struggle. And that's where he was at. And I'm telling you, all of a sudden, that has changed.
Rengifo fouled one off his body at the plate in a most delicate of areas, so time's called. He's trying to walk it off, doing some knee bends just to the right of home plate, and that'll dig back in. Can all relate. 3-2 the count. Adele at first, 1 down here in the last of the 5th. 6-0 Cubs. Horton's ready. Here's the pitch. Rengifo loops one in a center field for a base hit. Adele stops at second, and the Angels have something going here with just 1 away in the last of the 5th. Back-to-back singles by Adele and now Rengifo. And that'll bring up Logan O'Hoppe, the catcher.
It's a fastball, had a lot on it, 96, 97 miles an hour inside. Didn't have a lot of movement. Good gas, but pretty straight for Horton. And that one just gets kind of fisted back through the middle.
All right, so here's O'Hoppe, who singled off of Horton's foot his last time up in the 3rd. Men at first and second. 1 away. The pitch. Inside to O'Hoppe. 1-0. Catcher Maguire calls time, jogs out the mound to have a conversation with Horton. And here comes Cubs pitching coach Tommy Hotovy. In these situations, and I've talked to Horton about this, sometimes the game speeds up on you, and he has difficulty kind of slowing things down, and that's where Maguire and Hotovy come in.
Yeah, you just got to be able to take a breath and gather yourself and start. The other thing that I think for young players that's difficult to do is you're dwelling on what has happened. What you want to do is get back into the frame of mind of, first of all, breathing and slowing things down and just kind of getting yourself back slower and under control. And then thinking about the execution of what you're trying to do next. Not dwelling on what you just made the mistake of making a pitch in the middle of the plate.
The last pitch by Horton, a strike. That's called right along the bottom of the zone on the inside edge. 1-1 to O'Hoppe. Men at first and second, 1 down here in the 5th. The pitch. O'Hoppe swings and misses at a blazing 97-mile-per-hour fastball. 1-2.
Well, that's a good fastball, good movement going away. The right-handed hitter.
Adele at second, Rengifo at first. Horton looks at second and deals. The 1-2, a swing and a miss. Strike three. As Horton gets O'Hoppe with a slow-moving breaking ball. 2 away.
Well, after a couple good blazing heaters, then he goes with the breaking ball, curveball. Excellent pitch down and away. Great downward tilt on that hook.
So 2 on, 2 out. The number 9 hitter, Bryce Teodosio, at the plate. Right-handed batter against the right-hander, Horton. And the pitch. Called strike right at the bottom of the zone. Another one of those slow-moving breaking balls by Horton. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers are brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Horton looks at second. That's where Adele is. Now he's ready. The pitch. And a high fly ball, shallow right center. Crow Armstrong drifting over. He's under it and makes the catch for out number 3. Horton works into and out of a jam here in the 5th as the Angels strand 2. After 5, it's the Cubs 6, Angels nothing on the score, and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk, middays 10. New retail delivery by 9/2/25.
Step up to the plate like a pro with the world's largest sports book at your fingertips. Circa Sports Illinois. It's sports betting the way it should be, with high app limits, low holds, exceptional customer service, and more. Whether you're betting with the home team or scouting the next big matchup, take your swing with the Circa Sports app. Start betting like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. That's circasports.com.
Nico Horner's on deck for the Cubs. Who's on deck is brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit timbertech.com. And guys, we've got to resume the Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game. Pat gave his guess. We still need Coom's guess in the Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game.
39,000.
We move to inning number 6. Carson Fulmer is the new right-handed pitcher. Nico Horner batting. Go ahead, Ron.
I'm sorry. 39,800 will be my guess today.
Nico was on base for the grand slam by Reese Maguire back in the 4th inning. That's the game's big blow. Kyle Tucker started the scoring with a 2-run home run to right in the 3rd. But Maguire's grand slam just to the right of dead center came in the 4th inning and gave the Cubs a comfortable 6-0 lead, which they still enjoy.
I'm going to go 43,500.
Here comes the 2-1. It's in there for a strike. It seems to me you can get right around 50,000 here if it's absolutely jammed. And it's almost there tonight. A few empty seats way up in the corners in the upper deck, and that's it. Nico lines it foul down the left field line. Even the left field bleachers out beyond the left field fence and the right and right center field bleachers are pretty much filled up with fans.
Yeah, it's a big crowd tonight. There's no doubt.
Cubs trying to make it 2 in a row in this series. Horner bounces one to a charging short hop Neto, who short hops it and makes a running throw to first in time. And that's out number 1. Cubs lead by 6, inning number 6, and the batter Willie Castro.
Now let's see if Castro can get this thing started here in the 6th inning.
Castro has struck out and lined out, grounded to third. Going to be a tough play from Moncada. He throws, and his throw brings the first baseman off the bag. Safe at first is Willie Castro. That'll be an infield single. You probably had to make that play a few hundred times, Ron. It's a little nubber. The third baseman had to angle into foul territory and make that long off-balance throw to first.
Yeah, you're running more towards on an angle towards the third base line, fielding it, and then you got to throw back across your body the other direction. Very difficult play for Moncada. He actually made a nice play. Just Castro outran the play. See what's on tap here in the 6th inning. Sponsored by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Now the Cubs could use one in flight. Man on.
Dansby Swanson swings and misses. Give Castro the base hit. He's at first, being held by Shanuel. Swanson has struck out and been hit by a pitch. Carson Fulmer delivers. Swing and a miss. The lights have taken full effect now in Southern California. Very warm late summer night. Day game tomorrow. It'll be nice and toasty.
Yeah.
Here's the 0-2. Lifted to center, but it's playable, I believe, for Teodosio. It is. The left-handed center fielder puts it away for out number 2. Before Maguire steps in, we step away. 10 for ID on the Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio network.
Listen to the Cubs game in FM quality at 104.3 HD2 FM on the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio network. We are WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Reese Maguire batting. First pitch, wild pitch, all the way back to the screen. Sounded like it hit something metal on the backstop. That cannot be a good sound if you're a pitcher.
No, you just hope that wasn't the catcher's glove that made that sound.
Safe at second is Castro on the wild pitch.
It'd be a little alarming.
Here's the 1-0. Maguire takes ball 2. Maguire struck out his first time, so he was a little down, but only until his next at-bat when he hit a grand slam. That's known as going from the basement to the penthouse.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. He hit that ball. He knew it had a chance. He was going down the line, and he was yelling, "Get up, ball," and it did. And it ended up grand slam. That's the big swing in the bat for the Cubs in the ball game so far. They're up 6-0.
Tucker a 2-run homer in the 3rd. Maguire a grand slam in the 4th. And Cade Horton has taken care of the rest of the equation with 5 shutout innings of pitching. 3-1 pitch in there for a strike.
Attention media, an update from the Angels clubhouse. Nolan Shanuel left tonight's game due to left wrist soreness.
6 runs on the same number of hits for the Cubs. A man at second, 2 down. Maguire will get a ball down low, and that's ball 4. Back to the top of the order for Michael Busch.
Now you'd love to see Michael run one in the gap. See if the Cubs can add on.
Cubs with a chance to pick up a game on Milwaukee. They lost their game in Wisconsin to the Giants earlier. Cubs trying to further solidify their wild card positioning. As Busch takes a strike, Cubs with the number 1 wild card team at the start of the day. San Diego was second, the Mets third. Now those 3 teams, if the playoffs began today, they would all be in the postseason. Cincinnati the closest that is outside looking in right now. The Reds a game and a half out of that 3rd wild card spot, and there are several other teams that are still not eliminated.
Yep.
But the later you get, the tougher it gets, because then you're going to have to rely on more than one team to lose on a certain day. The 0-2 line toward left center field. That's a base hit. Rounding third and heading home to score is Willie Castro. Run scoring single, Michael Busch. And Ron, I know you love when a guy goes the other way and puts a nice easy swing on a ball and gets the job done.
Well, there's sometimes you got to give a little to get something, right? And you know, this is a change-up running down and away from him. You got a man in scoring position. You're just trying to add on. It's not every swing you take do you think you can hit a home run or a 3-run bomb. Michael just takes this change-up down and away, and just goes with it, dumps it in left field, and drives into Cubs. 7th run. Great piece of hitting by Michael Busch.
Cubs lead 7-0. Kyle Tucker getting back to form. Homered last night. He's homered tonight with a man on and doubled. So he seems like he's getting back on track. How about Busch as the leadoff man? 74 runs batted in for the year. Deep drive to right off the bat of Tucker. All the way back. He's done it again. His 2nd of the game. Long home run for Kyle Tucker. And I think he's back.
Watching him cross home plate and just looking at the Cubs dugout. That is a happy group. They got their slugger back. And all of a sudden, you know, when you look at the games that the Cubs played in May and June with a red-hot Tucker, this Cubs team was a tough team to beat night after night after night. He's getting hot, folks.
Seiya Suzuki will take inside. Cubs now lead 10-0. Tucker with 2 homers and 5 runs batted in. Now has 21 long balls and 68 RBIs. So the bottom of the order set the table, and the top of the order driving in the runs.
You know, for a lot of really good players that have been around this league for a long time.
Bouncing ball right side, and the throw to first is not in time, or it is. The Cubs might challenge that call. The first baseman, Shanuel, was late covering. He initially made a move to field the ground ball. Cubs are going to challenge that one, and I think the Cubs are going to win this one.
Yeah, there's no doubt. He was safe at first base. I think Brian Walsh, he had kind of a bad angle on this call. And I think you're exactly right. The first baseman went for this ball and then was late getting to the bag. This should not take long at all. I don't think this was actually. It's close. In the replay, I'm looking at the big board. It's closer than. Oh, he's getting safe. Yep, it's going to be safe.
That's an awkward thing as an infielder, Ron, when you want to make a throw to a base, but the guy is not looking at you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can throw it before he turns, but that's a very risky thing.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is safe.
Yeah, the runner is safe. We felt pretty strongly about that. Seiya gets the infield single. Did you ever have to make a throw to a guy and he wasn't looking at you?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not comfortable.
No, it is not. It's and it seems like you're never just lobbing it over there too. You're putting something on it. Yeah.
You almost feel like yelling, "It's coming!
Yeah,
it's on the way! Turn around!" Cubs lead 10-0. Seiya getting into the hit column. Pete Crow Armstrong ready to step in. There's a conference on the mound as Fulmer is having a bumpy inning. He's given up 4 runs on the same number of hits, and he's walked a man.
I was saying before Suzuki hit that ground ball, you know, I've been around a lot of really, really good players and played with some great players and Hall of Fame players that have been on my team, and they've had their struggles. But they've always said, when I get out of this, they're going to pay. We're going to make them pay. I think Tucker is in one of them categories right now. He's going to make some teams pay for that last month.
Just to even up the books.
You got it.
Ground ball to second, fielded by Rengifo, and he throws out Pete Crow Armstrong. But the Cubs add on and score 4 more in this 6th inning, and they now.
The race to the postseason is on, Aquarius, and you're shooting for a spot in the field. You're looking to keep your opponents on their toes next time you play, so take time to investigate new pitching sequences that you haven't used before. Your rivals will be shocked as you pitch your team to another victory.
Texas, this is the Grand Slam burger. So 2 patties, brisket, caramelized onion, American cheese, ranch aioli, or ranch mayo, if you will.
Oh yeah, we're in Texas.
Yeah.
It's something that you definitely want to take a picture of and just put on the gram. I took a bite of it, but it still looks dope.
It's a burger that looks great, but also delicious.
Rewards rules and regulations apply and can be found at southwest.com/RR terms.
The clearance event is going on now at American Sale. Save up to 70% on pools, patio sets, and more. The clearance event, only at American Sale. Bring the fun home.
Cade Horton working on a 3-hit shutout. His teammates supporting him handsomely with 10 runs. Cubs on top 10-0. Oswald Peraza is leading it off, batting for Zach Neto. 1 ball, 1 strike. Horton looking for his 8th win. And this pitch swung on and missed. He's had very good command tonight.
Yeah, great fastball, a lot on it. Very good breaking ball. That last one was a good hook. Down and away.
Shanuel on deck, and then Trout. Fastball up and in. We'll take a look at this date in baseball history, brought to you by villageofbedfordpark.com. Now's the time to make history for your business in Bedford Park. Strike 3 called. Horton strikes out Neto. Or Oswald Peraza batting for Neto. 1 away, bottom of the 6th inning. Nolan Shanuel steps in. Think about a rookie making his major league debut. Bob Feller, Rapid Robert, 1936. It was on this date, August 23rd. And what a debut. Imagine this, Ron. He's in the big leagues, first of all, at the age of 17. Let that sink in for a minute.
No.
And in his first big league start, he struck out 15 as the Indians beat the Browns 4-1. Welcome to the show.
Oh, by the way, your last start was against the other high school team. Now you're going to pitch here in the big leagues, and
You're right. He probably was a high school senior earlier in the year.
Who was the start against in the big leagues?
It was against the old St. Louis Browns.
Yeah, there you go. So
1936.
Think of that. Could you imagine? You're playing against the guy, and if anybody put the ball in play, they'd have been like ecstatic in a high school game, and then a month later he's pitching in the big leagues against the St. Louis Browns.
But what kind of a kid strikes out 15 in his major league debut, and he hasn't even reached his 18th birthday? That's just mind-boggling to me. Swinging a foul down the left field line, out of play. There's a quote from another famous pitcher of about a century ago. His name was Lefty Grove, and he was getting older and near the end of his career, and they said, "Lefty, you're just not throwing as hard as you used to." He said, "That's not accurate." He says, "I'm throwing just as hard as I ever did. The ball's just not getting there as fast." He's still trying. He's still throwing.
Still throwing as hard as he can, but good answer. I like it.
Shanuel takes high. That's ball 4. 1 out, 1 on. Mike Trout, the batter. Cubs lead 10-0. Inning number 6. Trout has struck out twice against Cade Horton. He chops it foul.
Pretty good pitch in on the hands of Trout there, that last fastball.
Now we understand Nolan Shanuel left the game with wrist soreness. Nico Cavadas is the guy at first, and he took the spot of Shanuel. Here comes the 0-1. Down low for a ball. Sammy Sosa, 1998, had home runs number 50 and 51 in a game against Houston.
That's 50 bombs with a month left to go.
Fly ball to right, down the line, slicing toward foul territory and out of play. Tucker ran over and gently ran into that padded sidewall. Sammy would finish with 66. The late Roberto Clemente, 1970. I remember this. I was a young baseball fan, but he had a torrid streak over 2 games. He collected 10 hits. Either 5 in each or 6 and then 4 the next day. I forget. The 1-2, it's in there for strike 3. Trout caught looking. Strikes out for the 3rd time. Now that's something you don't see very often.
Now, if you're Horton, Mike Trout over the last decade plus has been arguably, if not the best player, but one of the top 3 in all of baseball for a long time. And you punch him out 3 times in a game, that'll be something you'll talk about. First time I ever went to Anaheim to pitch in the big leagues facing Trout. First 3 at bats. They didn't put one in play.
Taylor Ward fouls it away. Now the 0-1 from Cade Horton. Down low for a ball.
There's a split that he just threw there. I've been trying to pay attention to see how many he has thrown. And I'm wondering if that's the pitch that bothered his finger with the blister. But I know he hasn't thrown a lot of them today. He's thrown more breaking balls than fastball first, then the breaking ball, and just a couple splits is what I've seen so far today.
He's working from the stretch. Breaking ball is down low. He's been pretty economical, Ron. Only 72 pitches with 2 outs in the 6th inning. That's a relatively low.
Yeah, it's been amazing. He's thrown, getting some weak contact, routine fly balls, some punch outs in the game.
Cubs lead 10-0. Trying to make it 2 in a row in this series. There is a strike.
And I would guess the Cubs are, I think Ben Brown, I saw him starting to get up. I would guess that Brownie would be the next guy. Yeah, that is Ben Brown. But I would think that Horton in a game like this, they're going to get him out of there pretty soon.
Fastball, strike 3 call. As you say that run, that might be his last batter. And he goes off on a high note, striking out both Trout and Ward to end the 6th inning. It's on to the 7th. Cubs 10, Angels nothing on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cub fans.
Be in the middle of New York to display a card like this is really such a big part of the Fanatics mission. We think about how do we create new experiences. Now we get the opportunity to put incredible Holy Grail cards in front of tens of thousands, if not millions of new people. It's not just about collectors today, but also about how do we bring new collectors into the space as well. It's really what we do it all for.
Getting ready for the top of the 7th here in Anaheim. All Cubs a 10-0 lead over the Angels. The 7th inning is sponsored by the new Volvo XC90. designed for life. Pat?
Cade Horton being congratulated by his teammates, so he is definitely done for the night, and what a game for him, Ron.
Boy, outstanding. He's going to have thrown 6 innings. 7 punch-outs in the game with 1 walk.
Owen Casey pinch hitting, batting for Ian Happ here in the 7th inning. Fouls off the first pitch. And now the 0-1 from Carson Fulmer. Driven toward the gap in right center. It's a base hit going all the way to the wall. Bouncing off the wall, and Casey motoring into second with a standing two-bagger. He continues to do good things here at the big league level.
He really does. That ball is an absolute rocket bullet. One hopping the wall in right center field. So an excellent at bat for Case. Hardest working player of the game, brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch. That's got to be Cade Horton. 6 innings, 7 punch-outs, no runs on 3 hits.
Nico Horner bounces one, bobbled by the shortstop Neto, and the throw to third not in time. Casey advances.
I think that's going to be a base hit, Pat.
There is a new shortstop in the game for the Angels. It is a base hit for Nico Horner.
Yeah, very tough play. It's one of those plays where you stretch out as far as you can. You don't make the clean catch, and then Casey ends up going to third. They made a play on him, but he's safe easily.
Willie Castro batting and takes down low. Zach holds out a card for me that says Peraza, who is now playing shortstop, and I'm going to go out on a limb. I'll bet he has a first name.
Oswald, yeah.
Line drive caught by the second baseman Rengifo, and he takes off his glove and shakes his hand as if to say, ouch. That thing really was scorched.
Sure, his pitcher appreciates that.
Oh, yeah. Give Horner a base hit a minute ago. Peraza could not flag down his grounder, but now Castro lines out to second. Rengifo still jabbering at second base. And here's Dansby Swanson poking it foul.
I don't know if a guy's gone on the injured list catching a line drive in his glove. I'm not sure if that's happened before.
Second basemen do use some of the smallest gloves.
Yeah, that's correct.
You want to get rid of that ball quickly when you're turning double plays. That's one reason.
Yeah, it's more of a transfer position, not really a catch the ball position. That's right.
Used to love watching Joe Morgan or Bill Mazeroski. If you're a veteran baseball fan going back to the 1960s, Bill Mazeroski was a treat to watch. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. And he hit the famous home run to win the 1960 World Series.
Yeah.
And I actually got to know him a little bit. He was the roving minor league instructor of the Seattle Mariners when I covered the games for their AAA team in 1978. So
I bet he didn't have a hard time talking about that, did he?
No. And that was the first question I asked. I said, do you ever get tired of talking about that game winner? No, sir.
Yeah.
No, sir.
Yeah, bring it on.
Yeah.
Sure. Got an hour?
Deep drive to left by Swanson. Back goes Ward. This is going to be over his head, bouncing up against the wall. A run will score. Stopping at third is Horner. RBI double Dansby Swanson. Cubs lead 11-0. Jamison Tyone, the starting pitcher tomorrow, is saying, I like it, gentlemen, but please save some for tomorrow's game.
Yeah, don't wear yourself out tonight now. We get 11. Yeah, you're all good.
RBI number 58 for Dansby Swanson. Runs batted in for the Cubs. It's worth noting those are sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Get Old. A quality start. We can go ahead and make that official with Cade Horton leaving the game. And we might add the word top in front of quality. 6 shutout innings of 3 hit ball. My goodness, what a game he pitched. Sponsored by Benjamin Moore. That's what quality starts by Cubs pitchers are brought to you by. Start your next project with quality paints from Benjamin Moore, official paint of the Chicago Cubs. Carson Fulmer, I believe, is going to leave the game.
Yeah, they all went out. Something's wrong with Fulmer. So it's an injury issue.
So they'll bring a new man in from the bullpen. And we'll take a timeout. And Zach will take a look at the scoreboard. When we come back, it'll be a minute or two. Pitching changes by the opposition. Sponsored by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Cubs and leader in smart water.
Do you see yourself maybe one day after baseball, like maybe food critic, food writer?
I would love to do that. That's the plan. I've been doing it ever since I was in the big leagues. It's just fun. It's fun to interact with people like the fans, because a lot of my followers are baseball fans. So it's nice to interact with them on a topic that's not baseball. A lot of people seem to rally around that. I mean, who doesn't love good food?
Los Angeles Angels 11-0. Luis Garcia will be the new pitcher on the mound for the Angels. And because it's injury related, he's going to get all the time he needs to warm up. So while he does that, let's check the out-of-town scoreboard. Sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app now and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Cubs have an opportunity to move to within 6 games of first place Milwaukee in the National League Central. That's because the Giants crushed the Brewers earlier today 7-1. Casey Schmidt with a 3-run home run for San Francisco. Jeff McNeil hit a 3-run home run. The Mets beat the Braves 9-2. It was the Diamondbacks crushing the Reds 10-1. Geraldo Perdomo hit a 2-run shot. Same deal with Lourdes Gurriel Jr. The Padres, a 5-1 winner over the Dodgers. Xander Bogaerts hit a 2-run double for San Diego. Colson Montgomery with a grand slam for the White Sox as they knock off the Twins 7-3. There's all Rangers today in Arlington, a 10-0 victory over the Guardians. The Astros edged the Orioles 9-8. Christian Walker hit a 2-run home run. Former Cub Victor Caratini also went deep. A 2-run job for Houston, his 11th of the year. Andrew McCutchen with a 2-run home run for Pittsburgh as the Pirates beat the Rockies 5-1. It was the Tigers 4 and the Royals 2. Spencer Torkelson hit his 27th home run, a solo shot for Detroit. Edmundo Sosa with a 3-run home run. Phillies knock off the Nationals 6-4. In 12 innings, the Blue Jays beat the Marlins 7-6. Bo Bichette hit the go-ahead single. All Red Sox in the Bronx today. A 12-1 victory over the Yankees as Garrett Crochet struck out 11 in a dominant start. He picks up the win, improving to 14-5 now with a 2.38 ERA. Games in progress. Top of the 7th in Seattle. A's and Mariners are tied at 1. And here in Anaheim, it's all Cubs, an 11-0 lead over the Angels. Pat?
And Luis Garcia, who started the year with the Dodgers, is now going to make his 9th appearance, make it his 10th appearance in an Angel uniform, and he will inherit a situation of 1 away And runners at second and third, and the Cubs leading by a gets as much time run as he feels like is necessary to prepare.
Yeah, he took a little extra time in the bullpen before coming down here, so I think he's finally ready.
He's done a good job with the Angels. 9 games, 1.13 ERA. Reese Maguire will be the first man he faces. Maguire with the game's big blow, a grand slam in the 4th inning. It turned a 2-0 lead into a 6-0 lead, and the Cubs have had a comfortable advantage ever since. They added on and scored 4 more in the 6th and 1 here in the 7th, and still threatening in this inning with men at second and third and 1 away. Ready for the resumption of play. The pitch by Garcia. Swing and a foul back by Reese Maguire. Infield is back. And the pitch on the way, hit into center field. It'll be caught by Teodosio. Tagging and scoring is Nico Horner, and the Cubs lead by 12, 12-0. Maguire with his 5th run batted in. RBIs by Cubs batters. Those are worth noting, and they are always brought to you by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Get old. 2 outs and a man at second. Michael Busch, the batter. He's had some good at-bats tonight, Ron.
Yeah, he really has. He's hit a couple bullets, one in the gap in right center and a base hit to left to drive in a run.
The 0-1 from Garcia to Busch is a strike. And we talk about Michael, but he really has, in my opinion, been one of the most consistent players on this entire Cubs team all year long. He really has.
Yeah, I would agree. He has had an excellent year so far.
Very few long droughts where he's gone, say, more than about 2 or 3 games without a hit. Every guy's going to go into some little mini slumps, but he's been very consistent, getting his knocks, clutch hits. He's got 24 home runs, 74 RBIs. It's not easy to drive in that many when you spend most of the season as a leadoff hitter.
Yeah, no, I would agree.
But he strikes out here to end the inning. Cubs settled for 2 runs. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Cubs 12 and the Angels nothing. This is the
beautiful. Find yours at your locally owned retailer. Visit BenjaminMoore.com today.
All reviews in this game are sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. A second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine. Several Cubs having big games tonight, including Reese Maguire, who's tied his career high, Pat, with 5 RBIs.
Big Ben Brown takes over on the mound in relief of Cade Horton. Cade 6 more shutout innings. Since the All-Star break, I have a note that I wrote down. This is before the game started. As Brown fires a strike. Horton had worked 31 innings run and allowed just 2 earned runs. And that was the best ERA of any starter in the big leagues since the All-Star break. And that's been well over a month ago now. There is a strike 1 and 2 on Moncada.
You can add 6 more innings with no runs. Moncada got hurt taking a pitch, it looks like.
Moncada 0-for-2 in this game. Cubs out hitting the Angels 12-3 and lead 12-0. Low and inside from the big right-hander. He's talking to Ben before the game about the difference warming up as a starter and warming up as a reliever. And he smiled. He said, you know, it's not that big of a deal. You're getting ready to pitch in a big league game. A swing and a miss. He says, I'm still kind of learning the bullpen routines, but he said the only thing is you have to get ready quicker as a bullpen guy than you do as a starter.
Yeah, your whole day is centered around 7:05 or whatever time that game time starts, and bullpen guy, you know, you could pitch every day or any day.
Joe Adele will take a strike. Moncada out on strikes to begin the inning. Adele is 1-for-2. The big tall right-hander deals. This ball is cracked to deep right center, back toward the wall, and that's going to be a home run. A home run to right center for Joe Adele, and the Angels get on the board. It's now 12-1.
That's a line drive bullet off the bat of a very strong man. That's just a line drive home run opposite field. You don't see that too often. This ball is hit very hard.
For Adele, his 29th home run. 29th homer and 79th run batted in. And it's a 12-1 Cubs lead. Luis Rengifo. Rengifo will take a strike. I think this is the first Rengifo I've ever covered in my long career run. The 1-1 to Luis is a strike.
I would have to say I fit that description too. I don't think I've covered a Rengifo.
Rengifo. G is silent. Low and outside, 2-2. The Angels began the night 7.5 games out of the final American League wild card spot. Here's a swing and a foul. Not only is that a sizable deficit, but Ron, there are 4 other teams between them and the third wild card team. Ahead of them are Kansas City, Cleveland, Texas, and Tampa. Fly ball to right down the line and curling toward the foul territory and just missing the foul pole in foul territory.
Along with Brownie coming into the ball game to pitch, Cubs have made some changes. Pete Armstrong is out of the game now. Castro has moved from third base to center field. Casey stays in the game. He's in left field for Ian Happ. And Matty Shaw has entered the ball game at third base. So you got Casey, Castro, and Tuck in the outfield.
Swinging a foul by Rengifo.
And Shaw, the only new infielder.
Cubs trying to climb to 20 games above 500. One more game to go in this series. That's a day game tomorrow, facing their old teammate. Kyle Hendricks will pitch for the Angels. Jamison Tyone going for the Cubs. Good matchup. A couple of veterans who really know what they're doing.
Yeah, I know we mentioned it earlier. We had a chance to go down and talk to Kyle yesterday.
Fly ball down the left field line, dropping foul, untouched.
Great guy. You could tell Kyle, you know, in a big league career, you know, it's very, you know, you play for your first big league team as long as you can, and you know, it's how Cubs are the team he got to the big leagues with, and you know, he moved on to another couple more teams, but he misses Chicago.
And we miss him.
Yep.
But he certainly left his mark on the organization.
Boy, you're not kidding. Pitched some of the biggest games in Chicago Cubs history. Right?
Absolutely did.
You think of the game to get him to the World Series, and then starting Game 7. Is there any bigger games than that?
They might rank 1 and 2.
Check
swing, strike 3, out number 2. Ben Brown strikes out Rengifo. And Kyle, we were talking to him for a few minutes, and I was reminded that this is the team, this Angel team, that he followed as a kid.
Yeah.
So this was like coming home for him. He's a Southern Californian, and he's very happy. He and his wife have a little baby girl. Swinging a high fly ball to left. This is going to be caught by Casey, and that will end the inning. Angels get a run on the home run by Adele. It's on to inning number 8. Cubs 12, Angels 1. This is the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Still wants somebody. There's Randy Johnson, the big unit. He towers over everybody. Randy's got to change his cap.
Oh, jeez. There you go. That looks better. Get that D-backs hat on, Randy.
Sports and casual wear 2020. We're more than just amazing suits.
All Cubs so far here in this ball game. Cubs up 12-1 here against the Angels. And this 8th inning is sponsored by Cars for Kids, 877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars of the K to donate your car today, Patrick.
Oswald Peraza, a backup infielder, will be on the mound pitching for the Angels now in this lopsided ball game. Cubs 12, Angels 1 as we go to the 8th inning. Kyle Tucker leads it off and fouls it off. That ball floated in there like a little butterfly. Tucker with a double and 2 home runs and 5 runs batted in. So he's got 3 homers in the first 2 games of this series. He's up to 21 for the year and 68 RBIs.
Coming in live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Bouncer toward the middle, backhanded by Rengifo, and he throws out a hustling Tucker, out number 1.
Meat of the order tonight. May have done some damage too. Sponsored by Chef IQ Scents. Never under or overcook your food again. Purchase now at chefiq.com.
Rengifo now at shortstop. And a changeup to Suzuki is in there for a strike. Until further notice, every pitch is going to be a changeup.
Yeah, there you go.
Here's a lob delivery inside, and it's 1-1.
That was a super slow. That was 39 miles an hour.
Christian Moore is the new second baseman. Oswald Peraza, a backup infielder by trade, now doing the pitching. Trout is out of the game. Fly ball to center off the bat of Suzuki. It'll be caught by Teodosio, and that's out number 2.
Yep. Designated hitters tonight, and that was Seiya Suzuki, sponsored by Fireplace and Chimney Authority. Book now, burn later. You know it. Skip the rush.
44,355 is the attendance. Bouncing ball to third off the bat of Shaw, and he's thrown out at first by Moncada. 1-2-3 for Oswald Peraza. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Cubs 12, Angels 1 on the score, and the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio.
A clearance event only at American Sale. Bring the fun home.
Suit up this season at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of authentic jerseys, caps, hoodies, t-shirts, and more. Visit MLBshop.com for your Chicago Cubs gear and today's special offer. Pat?
Ben Brown working his second inning. After Cade Horton pitched 6 shutout innings, another great outing for him. Day game tomorrow. Jamison Tyone against Kyle Hendricks. It gets underway at 3:07 Central Time. And it looks very much like the Cubs will have a chance to sweep this 3-game series. Bounce to third should be routine for Justin Turner, who just came in. He slings it over there sidearm style. And that's out number 1.
Good start here in the 8th for Brownie. Catch of the game brought to you by Catch Des Moines. Discover the weekend getaway in Des Moines where only the S's are silent. Find all the fun at CatchDesMoines.com. And how about early in the ball game, that line drive that Pete Crow Armstrong came in and made a nice sliding catch for our catch of the game. What do you think about that one, Patrick?
Great choice. He's made so many excellent catches. It'll be fun at the end of the year if somebody puts together a highlight reel of maybe 10 or 12 of his best plays.
The montage of that, oh my goodness.
I would love to watch that. The 0-2 is outside for a ball.
Cubs have not stolen a base tonight, and I don't think they will now. Cubs stolen bases are powered by Turo Tire, Chicago's hometown tire. Find a dealer at Turo.com.
Big, tall right-hander Brown fires down low, 2-2 to Oswald Peraza. Looks like I was a little closer than the rest of us in the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. A swing and a miss, strike 3. Brown strikes out Peraza. 2 outs. And Kiko Cavadas is ready to step in there.
9 punch outs for Cubs pitchers tonight in this ball game against the Angels.
Please stay tuned for the Toast of the Game Ball Player, also brought to you by Benny's Beverage Depot and named by Ron Coomer. And the 1-0 pitch, bouncing ball right side, base hit past a diving Shaw. And it's a single into right for Cavadas.
Tough play of the game tonight. That's sponsored by Loyola Medicine. Loyola Medicine defines tough. Been a few very good plays by Cubs defenders. We talked about the sliding catch coming in from Pete. But that is sponsored by Loyola Medicine. They define tough.
Cubs 12, Angels 1, 8th inning. Swing and a miss on a curveball. Zach Zaidman busily preparing the postgame show for you, the Verizon postgame show.
You can see the smoke coming off his computer. He's typing so fast.
The 0-1, a check swing on a pitch down toward the dust. He fooled him badly. 0-2. Zach, can you give us a little sneak preview of what that Verizon postgame show is going to be all about tonight?
So Kyle Tucker has 8 career multi-home run games. The last one before tonight against the Angels last year when he played for the Astros.
That's just a sample, folks, of what's coming up in that Verizon postgame show. No, that is a good note. And a liner to right ends the inning. That's a good note, too. We go to the 9th. It's the Cubs 12 and the
What is something that you snack on that you don't worry about?
I love Uncrustables. I could eat like 10 of them in one sitting.
And no regard for his body? I don't even wait till I thaw out.
Hey, put them in a toaster next time. And toast it, yep. It'll change your life.
Yeah, just an incredible play by Riley Green. You're an all-star on the field and off, bro.
I appreciate it.
Hey,
thank you.
Riley Green, bro, food genius.
Cooking thermometer everyone should have. It eliminates under or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat to achieve perfection. Order one now on ChefIQ.com. That's ChefIQ.com.
Top 9, Cubs 12, Angels 1. The 9th inning is brought to you by Bosch Power Tools.
Fly ball down the left field line off the bat of Owen Casey, running over and making a sensational sliding backhand catch. Is the new left fielder for the Angels. And I know earlier Ward was out there. I don't think that's Ward. I'm trying to find out who this is. What a play he made.
It's still Ward in left field, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, great play.
Well, he's been one of their main power hitters all year. And that is a big league attitude right there, Ron. That's,
play the game all game.
No matter what the circumstance, you still try. You give it your best effort. I'm sure you did that always.
Well, there's a respect factor of what you're doing, and you're in the big leagues, and that's, you just play the game. 27 outs, play the whole game.
Swing and a miss by Justin Turner on a very slow delivery by Oswald Peraza. Peraza has set down 4 in a row.
That was gas at 42 miles an hour.
Cheap gas. Here's a swing and a bouncer up the middle. A base hit to center for Justin Turner. With one away, a man on. 9th inning, Cubs with their 13th hit, leading 12-1.
Cheap gas, you say, huh?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me finish this read here. The ninth inning is
You
brought
go
to
right
you
ahead,
by
brother.
Bosch
Don't let
Power
us stop you.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
You were just boshing. That was good.
Zach immediately getting back into his Verizon postgame show
Oh, yeah.
work. There's a looper into shallow right. That's going to be a base hit for Willie Castro.
That one was hit just the way it was thrown. Nice and soft.
So 2 men on, 1 away, 9th inning. Dansby Swanson, 1 for 3 with a double. He swings and misses. Managers try to get as many of their regulars out of the game and get them off their feet. There's a chopper foul. It's 0-2 on Swanson.
Yeah, he's tried to do that. He got Casey in the game. He got Horner out of the game. Happ out of the game. The other guys, like Swanson, they had a day off just a couple days ago.
Peraza just lobbing pitches in. I wonder what can be done, Ron, about having pitchers who are not big league pitchers, they're position players working in mop-up duty like right now. Bounce to third, throw to second, 1 over to first. Double play ends the inning. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. It's the Cubs 12 and the Angels 1. This is the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hall of Famer Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer bring you all the action on the Chicago. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
James Hardie Building Products knows how important your home is. That's why they're rated the #1 brand of siding in North America. James Hardie is proud to sponsor the Cubs. James Hardie Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
Bottom 9, 12-1 Cubs. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk with Rahimi and Harris, 10 a.m. to 2 on the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Pat?
All right, Zach, bottom of the 9th inning. Cubs clobbering the Angels 12-1. Ben Brown's pitch bounced to short, scooped up by Swanson. He will throw to first in time, and that's 1 away. It is Cade Horton's ball game to win. He's going to be 8-4. Victor Medeiros is going to lose it, and he's going to be 0-2. Brown actually does have a chance to get a save if he goes 3 innings.
Yeah,
and it looks like he might. I believe that would be his first big league save.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here comes the 0-1. Fastball is high.
But I know you've said this before, but a great matchup tomorrow. Jamison Tyone against Kyle Hendricks, pitching against his old ball club. Be fun to watch that game tomorrow.
Bouncing ball to first. Bush has it. Feeds the pitcher Brown on the bag. That's out number 2. Ben Brown mowing down the Angels. They're down to their last chance. The starting time tomorrow, early afternoon Chicago time, 3:07 p.m. Jamison Tyone against Kyle Hendricks. That'll be a fun game to watch. And the Cubs looking for a sweep.
There'll be a lot of Cub fans tomorrow pulling for the Cubs, but also kind of pulling for Kyle Hendricks.
Yeah.
You know that. It's just one of those things. He was a really, really well-liked guy for the Cubs in the best stretch of Cubs history ever.
And he always will be loved.
Yeah.
Swinging a foul back. But getting back to the Cubs with a chance to sweep a series, they just don't get many chances for sweeps anywhere west of the Rocky Mountains. Swinging a bouncer foul.
I'm looking out here behind the Cubs dugout, and there are thousands of Cub fans standing up, chanting, "Let's go Cubbies," down that first base line all the way down into the right field corner.
Isn't that a great sight?
Unbelievable. Thousands.
A ball and 2 strikes on the right-handed batting Joe Adele. 2 down, 9th inning. Fly ball to right, twisting out of play. Adele with a homer and a single. Sometimes guys in the other league that you don't see very often, they can actually have tremendous years and you're not really aware of it. Adele is in that category for me.
Doubt. Yeah, absolutely.
29 home runs, 79 RBIs. Down low for a ball. 2-2.
Had a chance before the ball games each day to talk with Tim Salmon, an old buddy and guy I played against, and Mark Langston, 2 star players for the Angels for years. And Timmy was talking about Adele and the adjustments he's made as a hitter over the last year, and he really working with one of the Cubs' old hitting coaches, Chili Davis.
Chili Davis, sure.
Ex-Angel for a long time, and boy, Adele doing really well. 29 and 79, as he said.
3-2 from Brown. Fly ball, right center, playable. Cubs are going to win the ball game. The catch by Willie Castro, and the ball game is over. The Cubs win it by a score of 12-1 as they start to congratulate one another. They have moved 20 games above 500. They picked up a game on Milwaukee and trailed by just 6 for the division. And we will be back with the totals and the naming of the toast of the game ball player in just a moment. The final, Cubs 12, Angels 1 on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio network.
Uh-oh, you spot a work zone up ahead, but you're already running late. Hey, is that extra minute really worth risking your safety? Decision time. Will you push your luck and speed through? Or you mind the signs, avoid the fines? Yeah, that's what I thought. Slow down and pass through cautiously. Hard hats off to you, sir. Level passed. While our next work zone is loading, head to itsnotagameillinois.com/arcade to play.
Roofing and waterproofing provides a rewarding career. Every job is a new challenge that requires advanced skills training provided by the Chicago Roofers Joint Apprenticeship and Training Program. Earn while you learn the trade of roofing and waterproofing. Great pay, annual raises, and union benefits. Apply today at chicago-roofers.org.
There's nothing better than watching the game live. And with Xfinity Sports and News TV, you can stream over 50 live channels for $150 less than YouTube TV per year. From game time to prime time. It's the local channels you love, the news channel.
And you're just too stylish to have superstitions.
Zero. I can't do it. Too many collared cleats, too many gloves, too many wedding gloves, too many bats.
I do put on my right glove first, then